Chosen one, you were never meant to be ordinary. Your name was whispered into existence long before you took your first breath. There is something within you, something powerful, something divine. But for so long, the world has tried to make you forget who you really are. You have felt different, haven't you? As if you were walking through life with a hidden purpose, an unseen calling that others do not recognize. This is not a coincidence. Nothing in your life has been random. Every challenge, every struggle, every unanswered question has been leading you here. You have been hidden in plain sight, waiting for the moment when the truth would be revealed. And now, that time has come. Your name carries weight in the spiritual realm. It is not just a label, it is a declaration, a key that unlocks a destiny greater than you have imagined. The forces of darkness have tried to keep you blind to this reality because they know if you awaken, if you step into the power that has been placed within you, nothing will be able to stop you. But now, the veil is lifting. Have you ever wondered why you feel drawn to messages like this? Why something deep inside of you stirs when you hear words of destiny, of divine purpose? It is because your soul remembers what your mind has forgotten. You were chosen. God has called you by name. And when God speaks a name, it carries purpose. Look at Scripture. Abram became Abraham. Jacob became Israel. Simon became Peter. A name is not just identification, it is transformation. When God calls your name, He is not just addressing you, He is activating something within you. Right now, forces beyond what you can see are shifting. There is a reason you are hearing this message at this exact moment. There are no coincidences in the divine plan. There is something important you need to do. Before we go deeper, take a moment and declare in the comments, "I am chosen." Let the universe, let the heavens, and let your own soul hear it. This simple act of faith is not just a comment. It is an agreement with your destiny. You were not made to live in fear. You were not created to struggle endlessly without purpose. You were set apart, crafted with precision by the hands of the divine. There is a reason you have survived what others did not. There is a reason that even in the darkest nights, something within you refused to give up. You are not lost. You are being positioned. But there is something you must understand. Awakening comes with responsibility. When you begin to step into your calling, the forces that once ignored you will start to take notice. The distractions, the doubts, the spiritual battles, they will come. But do not fear, because what is for you is greater than what is against you. This is only the beginning. You can feel it, can't you? That sense of urgency, that stirring deep inside, as if something within you is waking up. It is no accident. For so long, you have walked through life feeling like you didn't quite belong. You have looked around at the world and sensed that something was off. The way people live, the things they chase, the distractions that consume them, it has never truly made sense to you. And do you know why? Because you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand apart. There is a reason you have always felt different. A reason why, no matter how much you tried to conform, something inside of you resisted. You have been hidden in plain sight, chosen but unaware of the fullness of your identity. But that is changing now, because when God calls your name, everything shifts. Doors that were once locked begin to open. Battles that seemed impossible to win suddenly turn in your favor. The moment you recognize that you are not just another person wandering through life, but that you are appointed, that you are set apart, that you carry divine authority, that is when the enemy starts to tremble. And make no mistake, there is an enemy. There are forces that have worked in the shadows to keep you blind to your own power. They have planted doubts in your mind, told you that you are insignificant, that your struggles disqualify you, that you are just like everyone else. But you are not. And the fact that you are hearing this right now means that those lies are beginning to lose their grip. The truth is this: your name has already been written in victory. God did not bring you this far to abandon you. The things that tried to break you, the trials that seemed unbearable, the moments where you questioned if you had the strength to continue, they were not signs of your weakness. They were proof of your endurance. Proof that even when you thought you were alone, heaven was fighting for you. And now, you are being called to step forward. You may feel unprepared. You may look at your life and think, how could I possibly be chosen? How could I carry something so significant when I still have struggles? when I still battled doubt. But do you not remember? God has always chosen the unlikely. Moses was a stutterer. David was just a shepherd. Gideon was filled with fear. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. And yet, they were all chosen. Because being chosen is not about being perfect. It is about being willing. And that is what brings us to this moment. If you are still listening, it means you are ready. Ready to let go of the false identities the world has placed on you. Ready to step into the name that was given to you before you were even born. Say this aloud. I am stepping into my calling. Declare it. Let your voice activate something in the spirit. Because now everything is changing. You are stepping into your calling. But do you realize what that truly means? It means that the battles you have faced were never just about you. They were about who you are becoming. You see, the enemy never fights what does not threaten him. If you have felt pressure, if you have faced trials that seemed unbearable, it is because the weight of your destiny is great. There is something inside of you that the darkness has tried to suppress, because it knows, when you awaken, when you truly understand who you are, you will walk in a power that cannot be stopped. Look at the patterns of your life, the cycles, the moments when you almost broke through, but something pulled you back. The distractions that arrived just when you were about to step into something greater. This is not a coincidence. There has been opposition against your purpose because your name carries authority. You were not just called, you were anointed. That means you have been set apart for something specific, something sacred. But here's what you must understand. Being chosen does not mean the path will be easy. In fact, it often means the opposite. Look at Joseph. His own brothers betrayed him. He was thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, falsely accused and imprisoned. It seemed like everything in his life was working against him, and yet every trial was positioning him for his destiny. He was not buried, he was planted. And the same is true for you. The rejection you faced, it was redirection. The delays, they were preparation. The pain, it was shaping you for the authority you are about to walk in. But here is where most people miss it. They think that because they are chosen, things should come easily. But the truth is, the greater the calling, the greater the opposition. The enemy does not fight the weak. He fights the strong. He fights the ones who have the potential to shift generations. And that is why you have felt the weight that you carry. Because you are not just here to exist, you are here to change things. You are here to break cycles, to heal bloodlines, to restore what has been lost. Your very existence is an answer to a problem in this world. That is why the enemy has tried to silence you. That is why he has tried to make you doubt yourself. But it stops now. Because you are waking up, you are stepping out of fear and into boldness. You are breaking free from the chains that were placed on you. Chains of doubt, of insecurity, of past mistakes. Your name is a key, and keys are meant to unlock things. That is what you are about to do. If this is speaking to your spirit, declare in the comments, I am unlocking my destiny. Something is shifting even now. Your destiny is unlocking. But as the doors open, you must prepare yourself, because the moment you step into your true identity, the enemy will try to pull you back. He will use fear, distractions, and even people close to you to make you doubt. He will whisper, who do you think you are? Do you really believe you are chosen? But listen closely. He would not be trying so hard to stop you if you were not a threat. This is where many fail. They hear the call, they sense the shift, but when opposition comes, they retreat. They go back to old habits, old doubts, old fears. But you will not retreat. You were born for this. Your name was not spoken into existence by accident. It carries weight in the heavens. The day you were created, God placed something within you, an assignment, a purpose, a mission. And now, that mission is calling you forward. Look around you. The world is filled with distraction. People are chasing things that do not last. Money, status, validation. But deep inside, you know these things will never satisfy. That is because you were made for more. And now it is time to claim it. The moment you say yes to your destiny, the shift begins. Your thoughts change. Your actions change. You start to see through the illusions that once controlled you. And when that happens, the world will not understand. They will say you are different. They will question your choices. Some will even walk away. Let them go. You cannot hold on to things that are trying to keep you small. The path you are walking is not for the faint of heart. It is for warriors. It is for those who refuse to settle for a life of mediocrity when they were created for greatness. And that is why you are here. You are chosen. You are stepping into your authority. And when you do, chains will break, not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. There are people connected to your destiny, people you have not even met yet who are waiting for you to step fully into who you were created to be. This is bigger than you. That is why the battle has been so intense. That is why you have faced resistance. The enemy is terrified of what will happen when you fully awaken. But he is too late, because you are waking up. You are stepping into clarity. You are beginning to see. And now, nothing will stop you. If you are ready, declare in the comments, "I refuse to stay small." This is your moment. Step forward. You refuse to stay small. And that decision changes everything, because now the world will see you differently. Some will be drawn to your light. They will recognize something different in you, an authority, a presence, a power they cannot explain. They may not understand it, but they will feel it. Others, however, will resist. Not because you have done anything wrong, but because your growth exposes their stagnation. Your transformation challenges everything they have accepted as normal. And when people are confronted with truth, they either embrace it or they fight against it. You must not take this personally. Jesus himself was rejected in his own hometown. People who had known him for years could not accept that he was more than what they thought. They only saw him as the carpenter's son, not the savior of the world. And in the same way, some will try to keep you tied to your past. They will remind you of who you used to be, of the mistakes you made, of the times you failed. But listen, your past does not define you. God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Look at Paul. He once persecuted believers, yet he became one of the greatest messengers of the gospel. Look at Peter. He denied Jesus, yet he was chosen to lead. Your mistakes are not your identity. Your struggles are not your destiny. You are more than what the world has told you. And that is why you must stand firm. Because once you embrace your calling, you cannot go back to who you were before. The things that once satisfied you will no longer fulfill you. The conversations, the habits, the distractions, they will lose their grip. And this is where many get tested. They feel the pull of their old life. They hear the voices of doubt. They wonder if they are truly ready. But listen carefully. You are ready. Not because you feel strong, but because God's strength is in you. Not because you have all the answers, but because you are willing to step forward in faith. Do you think David felt ready when he stood before Goliath? Do you think Esther felt ready when she risked her life to save her people? Do you think Moses felt ready when he was called to lead? No, but they stepped forward anyway. And that is what you must do. Because the time for waiting is over. The time for doubting is done. This is your moment to rise. If you are ready, declare in the comments, "I step forward in faith." The journey is not over. It is just beginning. You have stepped forward in faith. Now, watch what happens next. The moment you fully embrace who you are, the shift begins. The things that once held you back start to lose their power. The fears that once controlled you begin to fade. The doubts that once whispered, "You're not enough," grow silent. Because now you know the truth. And the truth is this: you were never meant to fit in. The reason you always felt different, the reason you struggled to find your place is because you were not created to follow the crowd. You were created to lead. Look at the lives of those who were chosen before you. Moses did not fit in. He was raised in the palace of Pharaoh, yet he did not belong there. He was born as a Hebrew, yet even among his own people, he felt like an outsider. Joseph did not fit in. He had dreams too big for his brothers to accept. His vision was too great for small minds to comprehend. Even Jesus did not fit in. He was in the world, but not of it. He walked among men, yet they could not recognize who he truly was. And you were never meant to fit into places too small for your calling. That is why you have always felt a pull towards something greater. That is why, no matter how much you tried to be like everyone else, something inside of you refused to settle, because you were set apart. But here is what you must understand. Being set apart is not always comfortable. It means walking away from what is familiar. It means stepping into unknown territory. It means trusting in a plan that you cannot fully see. And that is where faith comes in. Faith is not believing when things make sense. Faith is not trusting when the path is clear. Faith is stepping forward when everything around you says, turn back. That is what separates the chosen from the called. Many are called, but few will answer. Because answering means surrender. It means letting go of control. It means walking a road that is not always easy, but it is worth it. Because the promise is greater than the pain. The purpose is greater than the struggle. The reward is greater than the sacrifice. So now, the question is, will you keep walking, even when it gets hard, even when people do not understand, even when fear tries to creep in? If you are ready, declare in the comments, I will not turn back. Your journey is unfolding, and the best is yet to come. You have declared, I will not turn back, and now the road ahead becomes clearer. You have stepped into your calling. You have embraced the weight of your destiny. But the truth is, even though the path is now unfolding, you will still face challenges that seem impossible, obstacles that seem insurmountable, fear that tries to paralyze you in your tracks. But I want to remind you of something. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives inside of you. This is not just a saying, it is the reality of your spiritual inheritance. You are not just walking through life with your own strength. You are walking with the power of the Almighty. That means the challenges you face are not as strong as the God who walks with you. When you face an obstacle, you do not face it alone. When you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are not walking in fear. You are walking in the authority of the one who conquered death itself. Do you understand the weight of that? That means the lies of the enemy, the doubts that tried to hold you back, the fears that tried to cripple you, they have no power over you anymore. You are more than a conqueror. You are the head, not the tail. You are above, not beneath. You are the one who rises. Even when the world tells you to fall, the enemy has been defeated. His schemes are exposed. And now it is time for you to walk in the victory that has already been won for you. But you must believe this truth. You must walk in it. The enemy will try to convince you that the victory is not yours. He will whisper that you are not strong enough, not equipped enough, not ready enough. But do not listen. The power of God is in you. It is time for you to rise, to take back what has been stolen from you. It is time for you to claim the promises that were spoken over your life before the foundation of the world. You are the one who will break the generational curses. You are the one who will build a legacy of faith. You are the one who will bring about a transformation in your family, your community, and your world, because your name is the key. It is the key to unlocking your destiny, your purpose, your freedom. It is the key to seeing things change, not just in your life, but in the lives of those around you. And when you unlock that key, you will be unstoppable. If you are ready to walk in that victory, declare in the comments, I am walking in victory. Your breakthrough is already in motion. You are walking in victory, and now the world will witness the transformation. The journey has not been easy, but it has been necessary. Every struggle, every hardship, every tear, you are stronger because of it. The process has prepared you for what is to come. You were never meant to remain the same. You were never created to settle for mediocrity. Your faith has been tested, and you have come out of the fire refined. Now, you stand as an example to those around you, a testimony of what happens when one chooses to walk in faith. And though the enemy thought he had you, he was wrong. The battle has been won. But what is so powerful about this victory is that it is not just for you. It is for everyone connected to you. As you rise, they rise. Your victory opens doors for others. Your breakthrough brings healing to those who have been waiting for someone to show them that it is possible. You have broken the chains, and now others can break free. This is the power of being chosen. When you step into your calling, you bring others along with you. Your light shines in the darkness, and those who are lost will see the way. But there is one more thing you must know. This is only the beginning. What you have experienced so far is just a taste of the greatness that is ahead. Your destiny is far greater than what you have seen. Your life will be marked by signs, wonders, and miracles. There are places you have yet to go. There are people you have yet to meet. There are realms of influence you have yet to step into. The world has not yet seen the fullness of what God will do through you, but do not grow weary. The journey requires perseverance. It requires consistency. It requires a faith that does not waver, no matter how many storms come your way. You are being prepared for what is to come, and even now, God is opening doors that no man can shut. He is positioning you for influence, for impact, and for purpose. This is your time, and as you step into the fullness of your calling, remember one thing: you are not alone. God is with you. He will never leave you. His promises will never fail. You will not be shaken, for He is your rock. As you continue to walk in your purpose, hold tight to the truth that you are chosen. You are a warrior, an overcomer, a conqueror. This is your time to shine, to lead, and to change the world. Declare in the comments, "I am chosen, and I will lead." The best is yet to come, and now you have reached the final step in your journey. It may feel like you've already come so far, and in many ways you have. But understand, this is not the end. This is the beginning of the greatest chapter of your life, because now your name is no longer just a label. It is a declaration. Your name carries the weight of destiny. It carries the promise of everything that God has prepared for you. It is the key to unlocking the doors of your future, the fulfillment of every promise, and the manifestation of every blessing. You are not just an ordinary person. You are a child of the Most High, a vessel for divine purpose, a living testimony of God's power and love. You are chosen for such a time as this. And though there may be times of doubt, times when the road feels lonely, times when the path seems unclear, never forget, you are not walking alone. The Holy Spirit is guiding you, strengthening you, empowering you. In the same way that Jesus called His disciples, He is calling you to a higher purpose. He is calling you to be His voice in this world, His hands and feet, His reflection of love and truth. And as you walk in His footsteps, the world will see the glory of God through you. They will see a reflection of His goodness, His mercy, His favor. You will become a beacon of hope for the hopeless, a source of light for those in darkness. But remember, this will require faith, faith that goes beyond what you see, faith that rises above the circumstances, faith that believes in the impossible. You are walking in a supernatural anointing. The things that once seemed impossible are now within your reach. The doors that were once closed will open, the mountains that once seemed insurmountable will move, and the promises of God will come to pass. This is your time. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. Keep moving forward, because you are the chosen one, and your name is the key to unlocking your divine destiny. So rise and walk in the fullness of all that God has for you. The world needs you, your family needs you, your community needs you. You are the answer to the prayers of those around you, and this is only the beginning. Declare in the comments, "I am walking in my divine destiny." You are chosen. You are empowered. You are unstoppable. This is your moment. This is your time, and the best is yet to come. You are not just anyone. You are the chosen one, and today, everything changes for you. The very fact that you are hearing these words right now is no accident. It's not a coincidence that you stumbled upon this message. God has been orchestrating this moment for you. He has set you apart, and now the time has come for you to rise, to take hold of what has always been meant for you. You have been chosen, and your name is the key that unlocks the door to your destiny. The path ahead may not always be easy, but the strength, wisdom, and courage you need to walk through it have already been placed within you. All you need to do is step forward. You are the one who will break the chains. You are the one who will lead the way. Your destiny is calling, and you are more than capable of answering it. But there is power in declaring it, power in speaking it out. This is where your role becomes active. So, if you truly believe that you are chosen, if you believe that your name holds power, I want you to declare it. Write it in the comments below. I am the chosen one. This simple act of faith will ignite a shift within you. It will activate your purpose and set the wheels of transformation into motion. Don't just watch this video passively. Become an active participant in your own destiny. You see, when you declare that you are the chosen one, you are aligning yourself with the divine plan that has been written for you. You are stepping into your true identity. You are saying, "Yes, I believe I am destined for greatness. Yes, I will rise. Yes, I will walk in my purpose and I will impact the world around me. So take a moment. Let that truth settle in your heart. You are not just a bystander in your life. You are the one who has been set apart for such a time as this. And now, it's time for you to step into that truth. Don't keep it to yourself. Leave your declaration in the comments. I am the chosen one. Let the world see that you are stepping into your divine purpose. Let this moment mark the beginning of everything changing. Your destiny is unfolding right now. Will you step into it? The choice is yours, and the best is yet to come.